In today's video, I would like to talk about the stages of dreaming. Now, most of you probably know about the stages of sleep. We have two main stages of sleep, though there are really five, but you don't need to know that right now. The two stages are REM, also known as rapid eye movement, and deep sleep, right? So these stages cycle between 90 to 120 minute intervals, and after that they keep being repeated throughout the night. Now, some people believe that we only dream during REM sleep, but scientists have recently discovered that we also sometimes dream during deep sleep. That's pretty fascinating, actually. Most of you know a little bit about these stages, but did you guys know that there are stages to dreaming as well? Here are the three stages. First off, we have the processing, also known as wishful thinking stage. This takes place early in the night, and that's when the brain attempts to sort out through all the information and external stimuli it has received while it was awake. Okay. Then in the middle of the night, we have what we call the precognitive or predictive stage. And that's when the mind attempts to make sense of the information and predict the future based on that information. Finally, we have the most important stage in our dreaming, which is called the venting stage. Now, why the stage is so important? It's because that's when the brain attempts to release and literally vent out all the information and message units it no longer needs. It's also very helpful for addictions, healing addictions. And this stage takes place during the morning hours, the early morning hours. Now, what does healing and addiction have to do with this stage? Well, here's a good example. Sometimes I'll have some clients coming to my office for an issue. For example, let's say food addiction, okay? And we'll be doing the therapy for like a month or so, and then all of a sudden they'll come back to me crying and they'll say, "This is not working, I don't understand, it's getting worse." And I'll ask them why. And they'll tell me, "Well, because lately I've been dreaming of food, it's horrible." The next question I'll ask them is, what time of your sleep do you usually see those dreams? And almost always the answer is in the early mornings. And that's because the brain is healing from the addiction. It no longer needs that, so it's literally kicking it out of the subconscious mind in the form of dreams. Okay? There's people out there who claim that the brain stores every bit of information that it receives, and that's actually false. The brain only stores bits of information it finds important, and it uses those to reconstruct memories that are being recalled. This is why witness testimonies are oftentimes so inaccurate and untrustworthy. A good book on this is called Stumbling on Happiness, which talks about the fallacy of memory and the inadequacies in recalling and predicting our happiness. Now, let's talk a little bit about deprivation studies that show how important these stages of dreaming are, especially the venting and the beginning, the processing stage. One of the studies had men being deprived of sleep for 205 hours. And what they found is that these men went literally delirious, and all their functions were impaired, from mental to physical to perceptual to emotional, with one of them even going berserk. Now, there's many of these kinds of studies, and they all have had similar findings. Why this happens is because when the mind is not sleeping, it cannot sort out the information and then later on release it. And as a result, it goes on overload, much like a hard drive on your computer. That's why people say, turn off your computer, restart your computer. It's the mind and the brain is literally like a computer. It needs rest for healthy and optimal functioning. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like what you see, subscribe. I will be posting more things on biotechnology, hypnosis, subconscious programming, topics such as those. And soon I will also be posting videos where I interview various individuals who have come up with some amazing theories on our existence. Thank you for listening. I am Vasilia Niles with Urban Guru Living.